Hello, everybody. I am Yolanda Marie. I do have another message for you guys from the Arcturians about the difference in the way that we are experiencing time, you guys. Okay, so I do have my handy old iPhone here to make sure I don't miss any of the details. Now, they're saying there is both an actual, so a physical decrease in time, but also a perceived decrease in time. And this is experienced due to the physiological response to the solar activity and vibratory state. And what they're talking about there is the perceived difference in time, okay? And so here's what they're saying. I'm going to keep reading, okay? With solar activity having an effect on planetary magnetics, much of what you understand to be true is beginning to shift. I'm quoting the Arcturians here. And with this shift, I didn't think I was going to get it out. With this shift comes the bold audacity to understand something new as truth. Now, the way they put that, bold audacity, okay? So within your own realm, let's call it, within your own world, you are experiencing and notably taking note of consciously in your experience this new truth. That's what they're talking about. This is a big deal. The laws are literally being rewritten to match what is actually happening. We're going to get into this more, okay? But through the mere experiencing and speaking about this in a way that hasn't been able to be spoken in a few hundred years without being ostracized, okay? Having this experience on such a massive scale, so many people, there is going to be a shift in the way that this is measured, noted. Also, the fact that these things can shift from this perspective is notable. You know, it's going to be noted, okay? All of this is new in terms of what is being taught or what is being acknowledged in a rigid structure, like an empirical educational structure. All right, so this is another one of those things, you guys, okay? So they're saying with this shift comes the bold audacity to understand something new as truth within your body and within your entire structural mechanism is how they put it, okay, guys? And so by that, and they go ahead and detail what that means, they're saying, or one could call it the mechanics of your structure. By structure, in this instance, they're saying what we mean is what causes one thing to move or operate in relation to the next. And they're talking about within your world, okay? So all of the laws that cause things to operate within your world, but in relation to each other, okay, relative to each other. Now, there's a reason that they're stating it that way. All right, so, and they're talking about in your immediate world, by the way. So what you are able to experience, what's in your view, what's on your periphery. Do you know what I mean? This is specifically what they're talking about. So they say, in other words, one's individual immediate world, okay, or one individual's, immediate world will operate according to their own structural shifts. So as you shift, your world shifts, okay? And while there will be similarities and much of the quantum information will meet or parallel due to the collective consciousness shift, that was a mouthful, we'll come back to that, there will still be subtle nuances. Let's dig into that. Okay, while there are going to be similarities between your individual world and another, that's what the Arcturians are saying. And a lot of the quantum information between your two worlds, so you and your neighbor, for instance, you and whoever, it doesn't matter. You and your child, you and your parent, you know, whatever it is, there will be similarities. Much of the quantum information will meet or parallel due to the collective consciousness shift. So you're going to still be paralleling and meeting from a collective consciousness state. Now, that is true. That holds true and has been true. Now, but there are going to be some subtle nuances that are more sudden and more rapid and more stark to your observation. You're going to be able to move through these nuances more consciously, okay? It's almost like I'm seeing, you know, someone, braving the rapids, you know, understanding which way to flow. You're going to instinctively know which way to flow a bit more rapidly to self-contain while still creating, and it's not contradictory to what is happening in somebody else's immediate shift. Okay, the reason all this is being noted is because this is going to help eradicate some of the fear. There's more to this channeled message, okay? And hopefully I was able to fit all of it below, especially with the Instagram, okay? It's hard to fit everything. It will completely be below the YouTube feed, the entire channel, and always is, you guys. If you ever want to read the channeled messages straight, for the most part, you can go under any video on YouTube of mine and you will find the channeled message, and I will soon start putting them on my website again, okay? Because they are highly activational to read these words. But basically what they're saying is this is going to help clear through a lot of the fear of someone else's structure, okay? There's a lot of fear energy to dissolve and transmute at the moment, okay? And so let me just find how they put it here. There is a more nuanced way that you're going to experience your reality, okay? As you are becoming more aware of a true and clear idea of how reality actually works. So there's that clear understanding, and that understanding does permeate throughout the collective from you, from your powerful, potent field, because of how rapidly you're expanding and your focus, the intent of your focus. As you learn to observe these things, that permeates through the field and helps the collective consciousness, okay? And so with this in mind, it will be much easier to recognize, observe, and allow the different shape and movement of another's reality. That's how the Arcturians put it. That is leading to the dissipation of the fear, okay? Not on someone else's part, but on yours, and that's huge. That is what matters. You can't control. We can't. No one can control what someone else fears. Okay? But we can look within. And because we are allowing ourselves to be connected into this collective web of consciousness, for those who are like, why am I still here bothering to pay attention or experience any of this? And some of us, it's not even something I should laugh at, but I'm laughing at myself. Like this is, at this point, many of us could just only be on the periphery. And many of us will, and then will come when needed. And, you know, this sort of fluctuation is still happening. But as you are loosely connected into this collective consciousness, at some point, and we'll talk about those different layers of the collective consciousness as well. I have a message about that. It is helping to seed the collective reality where, let's use the word needed, okay? We know that word is loaded, okay? But let's just say as per what the collective consciousness is calling for. Let's just put it that way, because you're tuning into that heart frequency, okay? And so, yeah, we keep, I think, referencing this almost every message now, but that's how important it is to understand how important you are. You are important. Okay, so keep going while you relax. It doesn't mean push anything, but just know that you're supported and you are important, okay? And so they're saying as you build a greater understanding of your own reality and of your own ability to create and guide these subtle shifts, the fear subsides and you can magnetize to the more expanded frequencies that you prefer. So this is going to help you come to what you've got coming in just for your individual structure. Okay, so your quality of life, how you can experience joy, your freedom, there's the word, your freedom to experience joy and love and just innovation, be innovating for yourself all of the time. There's that word self. It seems like so selfish, right? But it is not a negative type of selfish if you're coming through the heart frequency and connecting in the way that we described. Wow, I think we referenced that like 3 times in this one message, you guys, but it is important. All right, so, okay, I'm going to stop it there. I love you so much, beautiful soul family, and I will talk to you again. Take care of yourselves. As always, I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Namaste.